Hello. The four of you. Well, let me start again. Hello. One of you is a successful applicant who has passed the rigorous online entrance exam and paid the exorbitant fees involved in becoming a member of the Pinkertons Interstellar Detective Agency. Not a lot of hard-light holograms get this offer, and even less of them get offered to go all the way to Earth, to Ann Arbor, Michigan, to the home base, to get their training. That's actually where Pinkerton's home base is. They're a real detective agency. Look it up.
Is it?
It is.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, they've been around since like 1851. They have a mixed reputation. But you and the other two, the three of you, it is the middle of the night, ship's time, when the universe turns inside out in one direction, while your body does the same thing, but in the opposite direction. It's like being sick, but worse. Meanwhile, your mind finds a direction at right angles to reality and implodes somewhere over there. Slowly, so slowly, you recover. Locations first, space-time, coordinates, rules, regulations, a shuttle, a purpose, a name. And after a moment, a place and time. You come back to reality just as gravity re-engages. You slam down to the floor of your rooms. Please roll to save, please. Waking up in midair at 0G. That's a no. That's also a no.
To figure out. Ah.
You chose to roll at disadvantage. I like that. That's brave.
Trying to where
are
is
you?
all of my stuff?
It's okay.
I'm
Right up to the
struggling.
top. Just test.
I'm struggling.
It's all good. Just right up at the top. Hit the button that says test on it.
There we go.
There you go. Oh. Well, look at that. We get to see one of the rules. Important here. So all three of you slam to the ground. Serrera and Carl, one of you lands. One where you land on your arm and it just slams back into your chest. Carl, that makes sense. That's you. That's 1 point. Serrera, do you sleep inside or outside?
Well, see, the issue of getting, randomly knocked out is you don't know what you're working on, and sometimes you're working on some heavy equipment.
Okay. So, yeah.
That you don't want randomly deciding it wants to be in your direction.
Yeah. So, yes, you wake up with a piece of equipment falling on you. So, splang, you take 1 point of damage. Cordelia.
Hi.
Hard light hologram. Tough as nails. Absolutely, because of that, you're awful at reacting when things go wrong. You fall like a log. Like just, we're falling. Thud. Oh, we've hit. You take 2 points of damage because it is a critical fail. Welcome to the game. Welcome back.
Leave it to me to start with a critical fail.
Yeah. You somehow break an arm. Like the bone in an arm inside a hard light hologram that technically doesn't have bones. That's how your day is starting.
Good.
As you open your eyes from the pain, all three of you taking a hit, everything is slightly different. The gray and blue color scheme from before is now brown and green. The lights have different mounts and they're in different places on the walls. Even the door to the hallway of your room is off. It was airtight, thick and metal, very military. This one's much thinner. In fact, it's so thin that it's crumpled in its space.
Yeah, Ann Arbor will do that.
Yeah. What do you do? Okay. You just earned a thing. Yeah. Okay. So here's another rule. Whoops, that's not the thing. I'm gonna put that there so you guys can see it, and I'm gonna hit this button over here so that Twitch can see it. You made me happy. There's a happy storyteller in that image, and therefore you get a reroll.
Oh, I will be applying my knowledge.
Yes, Smart Archery has paid a dividend already. You have a reroll. Hold on to that.
Okay. I'm going to write it down somewhere.
So, the three of you, what do you do?
I take my my time to make sure that, I'm not going to get myself killed trying to get into heavy machinery before I head out through a paper thin door. Probably not even trying to open it if it appears thin.
No, it's just, if anything, you're just going to have to push it out of the way because the retracting system is not working.
I know I don't.
If the retracting system isn't working, I'm going straight through the door.
Yes. Autobot to the or Autoborg to the rescue. Sorry. Back down to Cordelia.
So, I may or may not feel pain. Probably not. I'm a program.
Yeah, shame though.
But...
Shame is something you can definitely feel.
What?
Shame is definitely something you can feel. Yeah.
Yeah, which kind of makes sense because I stand back up and I go, ow.
Yep. Make your way to the door to see. Carl, at least this knocked the crease out of your jeans.
I'm gonna hit the communicator button to contact Serrera.
Yep.
I'll be like, Serrera, you get the license plate number on that truck.
You get that message just as you're climbing aboard.
What the hell hit us?
No. I mean, if you need license plates, it'd probably be, Helm.
All right, I'll see you on the deck, and I'm gonna hang up the communicator. Realize that the humor was lost on Serrera. Look around the room to make sure I've got everything I need. Right?
Yep.
Engineer toolkit, check. Communicator, check. Pew pew laser gun, check.
Yep.
Last thing, throw on the hat and get on out.
Out the door.
I got work to do. I bet you there's something that needs to be fixed.
I'll bet you there is. The three of you kind of come out into this common hallway at the same time. You look towards the rear of the ship, and you see that blue glow that signifies deadly levels of radiation. It's being held back by screens at this moment, but it just means there's no going that way. That is deadly back there. Towards the front of the ship, towards the bow, there is another crumpled doorway, and you know that beyond that, there is a common area that you've been to on this trip. Somewhere beyond that, the officers' quarters and the bridge. The only light source right now is those phosphorescent paint strips that are around the edges on the floors, like in theaters, so you can see where you're going. That and the occasional pop of blueness or redness and the smell of burnt wiring thank you. Let me make that go away. Oops, made it come back to. Okay, thank you. I still had my happy storyteller over the map. The only other light source is the blue and red flickering of sparks and fire all the way down the hall between you and that crumpled door. I guess the question is, who wants to go first?
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I change my form into just like a little space rat and and just kind of scamper through?
Yes, you can. So yeah, you hardlight hologram back down to this space rat size and start running down the hall. Please make me a save.
Okay.
Great idea, but it doesn't get you away from all of it.
You didn't say. I mean, that implies that it could get me away from some of it.
Well, that depends on how you roll. Let's see.
What button do I press again?
This is just test. This is just a straight test as you try and get through. Oh, you're so smart. You got down low. You scurried. You hop this way. You hop that way, and then you put your foot down on a wire. And wow, damn, that hurt. Take 1 point of damage.
Okay.
And you get knocked back into your almost human-type form, but you make it to the end of the hallway to the broken door. Who's going next?
You want me to plow the way?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand that.
Serrera, you just offered to go next, didn't you?
Yep.
Yeah.
I offered to kind of plow the way for Carl.
Oh, I see. You offer yourself as a shield. Okay.
I'd be obliged.
There we go. All right. So in that case, just Sorera, give me a save. See if you get through. So yeah, just a standard test.
Click to the test button. Whether or not the test button has Roll20 thinks it has been pressed is a good question.
Doesn't seem to have come up yet. There it is. A success.
Aha.
Yes, you stormed through the fire and the sparks hardly affecting you at all. At one point, there is a sort of on your shoulder that almost gets through, but no, you block it and you get Carl through as well. Behind you, the smoke and the haze starts to build, so now basically the back third of the ship is untenable as a place to be. But the common area is ahead of you. You look through the broken door, and as you look in, one of the giant wall screens lights up, revealing a holographic image of a perfectly regular yellow-orange sun. It fills about half the screen. The image is so bright that it casts shadows in this area. A bubble forms on the surface of that sun, as they do, but this one is bilious green. And it pops, and another pop, and another pop. And every place one pops, the sun's surface stays green. Something is seriously wrong with this star. And then a batch of numbers pops up on the side. It takes you a second to figure it out. You look back and you're not wrong. The image is getting bigger. You're plunging directly into it. And we'll be right back after this.
Was the meth lab above the Jimmy John's that exploded?
Oh, hey, hi, we're back. Hi, how you doing? So apparently there was meth labs above the Jimmy John's that exploded. That didn't happen in this game, though, so we'll just get started. I forgot to tell them that this intro was quite short. Hi, we're back. Hello, thank you for joining us. That was a cold open that was actually sort of almost cold open length this time. But we are back. So let me cover the technical stuff first. Our virtual tabletop of choice this evening is Roll20. The character tokens were done using Hero Forge. The lettered or the numbered lettered tokens that you'll see shortly were done using Token Tool 2. And I think that's it for this game. Which means we get to talk about these people. The reason the sun has green explosions. See, I like the way you think. You are putting stuff together. It might not be correct, but you are putting stuff together. But let's introduce these people before I say something else rude to a new viewer. Hello, new viewer. Good to have you. Let's go around the table and say hi to these people that have agreed to come and play Sully with me this evening. Let's start with Sorera being played this evening by Nick. I know you've got an offline game going that has been weird, to say the extreme. Give us some highlights, lowlights, sublights, floodlights. Give us something from that.
It's cold.
That is definitely something. Good, yeah, freeze them to death. They could probably use it.
I have, in other news, I have my theories with what's going on.
Excellent. That's
but
good.
Also, so does Sorera, and so does, I'm sure, Sorera's parents, but we don't need to talk about them either.
Okay, we won't then. We'll move away from that entire topic. And move on to someone we haven't seen in ages. I mean, ages and ages and ages and ages and ages. Wayward Knight, welcome back. It is so good to have you. Corsairs was a thing a long time ago, and we did that, and it was fun. And you're back now, and this is kind of almost nearly similar, so I hope you enjoy this as much. What have you been up to since?
A lot of stuff. Mostly job crap.
Yeah. Not getting much streaming in?
Becoming a real life adult.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. I have been trying to keep up with my art. So if you're interested, I'm Wayward Knight, Knight with a K, on TeePublic and on Redbubble, and there are different things on each one of those platforms. So go visit both, and maybe toss $1 my way.
Absolutely. If you want to pop the links into chat, please do that while I move along ever so smoothly. To another person who we've just recently had the pleasure of starting to play with. And it's been a joy and a wonder every night you've been here. Carl Mainline, played for us by Connor. Thank you for joining us. And you are a busy, busy person. Give us an idea of what your sort of week looks like.
I'm a mental health therapist and a gaming creative. I mostly operate in the D&D space, but I'm really loving the sci-fi space. Give me more of this, please.
Oh, yes.
On Twitter, you can follow me at the Healer DM, short for Dungeon Master. Or you can go to my webpage, thehealerdm.card with 2rs.com. We just released this week the silver edition of the Red City, which is a Ravenloft setting, a mini campaign setting, early Renaissance beauty, height of the arts, with a terrifying sort of secret sort of bubbling under the surface, and you get to play the big damn heroes in Dungeons and Dragons you were meant to play, which is a really cool quirk of the system. And yeah, thanks for having me back. I cannot wait to pew some stuff up.
I won't make you wait long, I promise. Thank you very much for joining us. Hello, everybody in chat. Let's just drop right back in, shall we? You're plummeting. Whoosh, dropping back in. Wow, a segue I didn't even know I made. The sun is literally getting bigger on the screen as you watch. The graphic on the side of it tells you it was a G2V star. It's exactly the same as good old Sol, our star. But you can watch this green boiling up out of it. Beyond this common area is the bridge. Dramatic pause. What do you do?
Where's the hell?
Nobody anywhere. I realized good question, because it was a sentence I forgot to say. There is no one visible. The ship was full. This was a passenger shuttle. Had dozens of people, half a dozen staff. Nobody's around.
Right. Sorrero, we need to get to the helm.
Which way?
Which way?
Straight forward, right through the common room and out the other side. You've never been there, but you've seen the door that staff come and go through.
All right. So we'll go up, walk through the common room.
Yep.
Are there any signs as we beeline through this common room that somebody would have been here recently?
Yes.
So this is a common room. Is there like half-eaten food, or is the television still on streaming I Love Lucy reruns? Like, what's happening?
Close. There are the drink cups on the table, and even though this is a gravity ship, they've got that sippy cup look of the safety no-spill cup that you always get in space. You always would get in space anyway, just in case the gravity goes. There are similar meals, but there's a rule in space: you never leave a half-eaten meal. So there's empty trays magnetically stuck to the rack, and there are dispensers, but there's nothing sort of left on a table. So they didn't leave mid-meal, or at least not here.
All right. So far end of the door. Does the door open?
You get there, the door is locked.
Oh, shit. Okay, so panel nearby.
Yep, there is.
I'm gonna pop that panel. I'm gonna see if I can get that door open.
Absolutely. There is multiple access points along this side as well. So,
right.
Sorrero, you see Carl start trying to pop the door. What do you do?
Carl, is this an emergency?
plummeting to the sun. I mean, on the line of emergencies, it's probably not the biggest emergency we faced, but and then I put the tool in my mouth, so now I'm still talking about like.
And Cordelia, what are you doing?
I have no context as to anything that's happening.
Not really, nope.
No. Can I try to get into the system and figure out what the ship might need to like stabilize?
Yes, absolutely. So I need two of you to give me hacking rolls, please. If you have hacking.
I am effectively asking for permission to like attempt to push down the door.
Well, you could try, yes.
Which I was given.
Okay. So let's do the hack the door first. So Carl, let's see if you can get in there.
Whoa.
Because Serrera's coming. There's a train, a Serrera-shaped train coming across the room with a shoulder down, heading for this door.
And Carl's still not a hacker, right? I have to engineer my way through that door,
Okay, yes,
so.
yeah, that's right. You're actually trying to physically beat the wiring. Gotcha.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so give me that. Yeah, give me an engineering roll.
All right, I can do that with advantage because
Yep,
Carl
you do.
is an engineer.
Oh, there's a success. Yeah, okay. We can. I'll let the two of you savor the upcoming scene while I ask for a roll from Cordelia, please.
Is it still just a test? I'm still.
Do you have hacking as a skill?
I do.
You
well,
do.
I have it as a trait.
As a trait. So roll with advantage for me then.
Okay.
So just the big button that says advantage. There you go. Double sixes. You get to show our homebrew rule now. Okay. Here's the order we're going to do this. Coming across the room at high speed. The behemoth drops his shoulder in classic football formation. He's heading for the door. The door doesn't stand a chance. And then the door goes and opens. Whoosh! Through goes Cicera at high speed into the bridge. At the same moment, Cordelia, you look across and like, that was silly, and the ship's computer hits your mind like a hammer. There are 2 AI entities in here with you.
Oh.
So, the only one left there to see this is Carl. You watch Serrera go through the open door, and then you look for a moment, this other person who just popped out near you and hasn't said, none of you have talked to each other yet, really. This hard light hologram, you can tell because you can see through them. It goes, whoa, and then goes and locks up and is like, just freezes.
Sorry.
It's all good.
Oh, well, that just happened. So I'll start packing my tools. Serrera, what you see in there?
Serrera,
well,
yeah. What you see is
first thing, if the door opened.
Yep.
Yep.
Go ahead. You tell me how you went. Make
my
an
first
answer.
question is, what is the ground made of?
You are basically.
Is it like steel or is it
Well, yeah. It's just it's
nice.
a spaceship. So yeah, it's a metal-ish. If there's not metal on the floor, there's metal underneath it. Yes.
So if there was anything on top, it is, now that I've gone through the door, it's kind of seeing somebody put full stops, but it's like steel on steel, sparks everywhere. Something's probably slightly catching on fire from trying to slow down.
Yep.
It's kind of like the cat trying to stop.
Yep.
But like on tile.
linoleum. Yep.
On
absolutely.
tile.
Yeah.
Or on like the really smooth wood.
So
floors.
you're skidding to a stop. The sparks of your feet on the deck add to the dim light. Just that phosphorescent paint around the edges of all these consoles. You are on the bridge. It appears to be undamaged except for the captain's station, which normally would be right in the middle in a fancy chair, as everybody knows. It is a stump of its former self. It's burned, shattered, discombobulated, comes apart. It's hard to say what happened to it about that far above the deck. So the whole rotatey bit and the chair and apparently the captain are gone.
Rip.
I mean, we hardly knew him.
You probably
I
didn't
didn't
meet
know
him. So
None of us knew it.
the screen in here, as you come to a stop, the screen lights up as well with the same image. But this time, instead of being half the screen is almost edge to edge. And the green now looks like a lake spreading on the surface of the yellowish-orange sun. It's getting bigger. You look around. Do you have engineering as a skill?
I do have engineering as a skill.
I thought you did. You look around. The other 4 stations up here appear to be... They're off, they're broken, but they appear to be undamaged. So comms, tactical, helm, and engineering are the 4 spaces in here. As you contemplate that, I'm going to cut away. Because Cordelia, 2 6s, is a critical success in the way that we play this game. So, you connect directly to the computer core. And instead of some sort of cold calculating thing, you are confronted by what is essentially 2 people. The first one is an Invex. They're insectoid. You can tell they're so old that their chitin is sort of blotchy and they're sort of crunched up a little bit.
Is it like Carl?
No, Carl's a human. And it's not like your other friend who isn't here yet. No. It is, though. Actually, it is exactly like the other person who isn't here this week. Yes.
Sorry.
But at the moment, no.
Metagame.
Yeah, it's okay. No problem. So it's like no one you've seen yet.
I conjure this image in my AI imagination of what I think a bug thing would look like.
And that AI rotates to you like you're existing in this holographic world. It's just you and them, an empty space. And they turn to you and said, someone's finally figured out the interface. Hello, I am the true captain of this ship. I, and he points at the body, died a long time ago. But I, the ROM, am now programmed into the ship to run things in case stuff exactly like this happens. Oh, and
I can relate.
And that's the doctor. And they point over there, and slightly out of focus for a second, and they come into focus. And instead of a name badge, there's like a logo that says iDoctor 11.0. And the captain says, you'll have to excuse them, they're in a different language. And that from the doctor, and comes back and looks up at you and says, do you require healing? No, you do not. Why have you activated me?
Hi.
Hello, you're not supposed to be in here. It's just supposed to be me and him. And he points at the captain.
Well, I'm here.
Yeah, yes, you are. What is it you desire? Don't unplug me, please.
Oh, good. Yeah, no, how do I get the ship to not steer into a roiling green star?
Turn everything on and fly away.
Cool, where's the on button?
On the bridge.
Can I hack into the bridge?
Give me a roll. You may have to go there. We'll see. So just
can I travel to the bridge through the interface?
I'm not going to let you set that precedent because you could use it to go through locked doors later, and I don't like that idea. But okay. You'll have to physically disconnect. One success, you could, but it would be very narrow bandwidth. It would be better if you disconnected here, walked through the door, and reconnected in there.
Okay. I'm going to be like, I'll be back because this is interesting. And then I zoop out.
You're gone. You shake back into your regular form. Carl, had you gone through the door into the bridge yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
But once I pack up the tools, I'll go in, use the emergency extinguisher on my kit, to
Yep.
put out the part that Serrera left smoking with a hard stop. And I'll see Serrera messing with the system.
Yep.
I'm going to say, you out of there, Tex?
I have no idea what I'm looking at other than, well, the system seemed familiar from last time.
Here, scoot over a little bit. Let me learn you something.
And then at that moment,
You can
Cordelia,
tell me
you walk in
where
as
the
well.
engine is.
Yep.
I walk over really casually and I just look for an on button and I press it.
What the three of you see, there isn't specifically an on button, and there's no power to anything yet. You see a comm station, a tactical station, a helm station, and an engineering station. Any of you that have engineering as a skill, or anybody who knows an engineer in your background, would know that that location is probably the one that should be fixed first, because that's the one you're going to be able to use to fix all the other ones. So knowing that, who takes the engineering post? Major game decision. 40 minutes in. The slow finger. Okay, Carl, it is.
I think I'm the trained engineer here.
You head for engineering.
Texas A&M class of 2769. All right, let's do this.
2769. Thank you. That gives me a date for this game. So this will be about 75. Okay, 2775 it is. The other two of you, helm, tactical, which is shooting and defense, and comms are still available. Comms includes not only communications but sensors. Yes.
I want to shoot stuff.
Okay, so you go to tactical.
I am comms, and happy to be comms.
All right.
I think, probably.
I'm just gonna be like, shotgun, like raise my hand.
Okay, perfect. As you burst forward and sit into the seats in these various locations.
Camera peeper.
As you leap to these locations, at the helm location, the one you were not able to fill, a hologram appears. The only one that recognizes it is Cordelia. It's the true captain. It's a hologram of an Invex, which is an insectoid race. And multiple hands, all 6 hands, leap up onto a control panel at the helm, and they're just hovering, waiting for power. So let's start with Carl in engineering. Couple button keystrokes, bam, bam, bam. Engineering's back up and running. Who do you fix first?
Right. So we need to get control of the trajectory of this ship. So the next one I would go for would be helm.
Excellent. So you can use your skill that you just got when you put your butt in that chair. You can forego both of your actions, because you get 2, to restart a disabled system or restore one structure to the ship. The ship itself, you're not sure if it's damaged because there's no power to check. But you can, so each turn you can essentially give up both of your actions and restart one. So the first one you choose, there's no roll involved, you just pick helm. So you start from the engineering system, bam, helm pops up. The digital captain leans forward and says, "Ah, yes," and all 6 hands start programming this screen. And you see how that might be very handy as a helmsman. Just, and you can see that he's programming line. Nothing's happened yet, but he's programming line after line after line of burn that are going to have to go on. And he reaches over towards the go button. Next. Who do you fix next? The other 2, you look over, the other 2 are staring at you, sitting at their tables waiting.
All right, so they might take tactical.
Yes, we have Cordelia,
Okay.
on your hardlight hologram on tactical, and Serrera on the giant Autoborg sitting at comms.
All right, I'm gonna restart tactical. You need to put up some shields, buffer us for some of that radiation and heat.
Yes.
And I will restart tactical.
The thing comes alight in front of you, Condi.
Can I try to start comms?
You can try, but yes, go ahead and give that a shot. Meanwhile, Condi, as the tactical systems come up in front of you, You see like a three-dimensional radar screen, like a hollow screen, but it's like a radar screen. There's a blip, a red blip, which means the computer thinks it's a bad thing. And a little tiny dot comes off of the red blip and starts moving ever so slowly towards your ship. You're under attack.
Pew, pew.
Serera, one success. Yeah, you managed to, leaving Carl free to do something else this turn, you managed to get comms started. The split second you do, the first thing you hear is an incoming message. For the final time, identify yourself or be fired upon. This, and you look down, and that message was recorded 30 seconds ago. Make a sensor roll for me to see if you can make sense of the screen, the information that's billowing up on the screen in front of you as we speak. Billowing information, I like that. Oof.
So, do you want 1, 2, or 3 for that? I'm thinking 2.
You get 2, but because you are in comms, if you can re-roll 1 sensor test each round. So give me 2 dice, and if you fail, you can roll again for free.
Okay.
But you succeed. You process the information, and yep, that message was now 40 seconds ago, and that missile was launched 30 seconds ago. And it's coming right at you. Carl, everything's lit. You look around, everybody's station is set. You're still at engineering. What do you do?
So next thing I'm going to do now that I've restored power to everything,
yes.
I want to start running diagnostics to see if any systems took damage.
Absolutely. We'll just give you the information because that's just a couple button pushes. You see the ship overall, it's for all the world like somebody grabbed a fragile toy and went and then put it back. It's been shaken to within millimeters of its structural limits, but nothing actually broke. There is one orange light flashing on your monitor that says insufficient power for, and then a string of numbers. And there's a series of, like, you could shunt power to that if you chose to.
Right, but where would I take it from?
At this point, your best bet would probably be propulsion because you're moving.
We're not moving in a good direction either.
No, you're not.
That's
You're
one of the last
recovering.
places I want to take it from.
There's nobody in this place. You could shut off gravity to the rear section.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
Let's do that. We'll show off gravity.
Okay, in the rear section, giving you that little bit of power. You shunt it over to that little yellow icon, and throughout this whole section of the bridge, and you can see through the broken door into the common area, it's like ghosts coming to life. The previous crew, you can see through them. They're not even they're holograms, but they're not hard holograms. They're just images. And it just keeps doing the same thing over and over again. It looks like it's almost like the flight data recorder. It's just this file of the last 15 seconds. You see them run to their stations, pressing buttons, looking up, looking back down, pressing buttons again, and they all go... The camera goes... and comes back, and they're all gone. The colors have changed. Everything's different. You're not in Kansas anymore. Toto.
Are they in Ann Arbor?
No, they're definitely not in Michigan either. In fact, now that you guys have got you kind of don't have a split second. There's a missile coming towards you and a ship that's attacked you. Comms would be the logical place to start. You have sensors on them, but you could also try and speak to them, communicate with them, that sort of thing. Oh, you'd know if you were in Michigan.
They've already shot the missile. They've already, they've spoken their piece.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no, they shot a missile at a ship that was not moving.
Or responding in any way. They probably think they're protecting themselves. Preemptive strike.
Are they sun people?
I mean, we have about 10 seconds until collision.
Yep.
So, I mean, I happen to understand how to, move, weight around.
Yep.
And I haven't done it with a spaceship.
Well,
But it would be funny.
That would be how the virtual captain's got that. So you're still at comms. So
I mean, I'm comms, so
yeah,
I can try to track the trajectory and say, if we happen to hit the missile at this point in its trajectory, it would just kind of keep going.
You can feed all that. Absolutely, I'll give you. You can feed the information to tactics and helm and give them advantage. That makes sense. So with that, tactics. Cordy, what are you doing?
Hi. It's me.
I love that response. That's me.
Okay.
You see on the screen, incoming missile, distant ship.
Can I shoot the missile?
Yes, of course you can. In fact, if you miss it, you can shoot it again. You actually get 2 attacks. You can forego one of them to do 2 damage instead of 1 if you have a if you choose. Or you can just shoot twice. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and do 2 again.
And because you're a tactical, you're gonna do that with just regular, just 2 dice. And if you hit, you will do 2 damage. You hit. You fire.
Yeah.
It hits the missile. The missile just explodes in space. Just the heavy cannon continues on, sort of just misses the ship that shot it at you. You hear through comms, Serera, holy shit. Engineering.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You think you've made a mistake now, haven't you?
Go. Serera? Yeah, let's go with you instead. Yes. What are you doing?
I am effectively going to ask if they would like to surrender at this point.
Okay, you make a surrender call. As you start to speak, the ship underneath you starts to shudder and shake. You see the burn sequence has started. The recovery has started, and it's none too soon, because you can no longer see the full disk of the sun in the viewer. It's just all sun with this big green boil in the middle.
Yeah.
You start to pull away, and as you do, you make an announcement. Convince the robot ship to stop shooting you, please. Give me I don't care if you're comms or not. That's a disadvantage. That's definitely not a naturally advantageous thing anybody's going to be good at. But I got to give you a chance. Look at that. Look at you go.
You're talking to somebody who tried to convince pirates they were an attendant.
Yes. So how does this work? Tell me what you say to this very low intelligence AI that is attacking you.
We can consider your missile a mercy, and we would not mind giving you such mercy if you would so choose.
You hear back. Oh, you answered. We shouldn't have shot that. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Will you just please forget what happened? Thank you. We'll be just on our way. Have a nice day. You see the reverse thrusters on the ship as it's trying to back away behind an asteroid. At that moment, engineering. What would you like to do next? You have. What was the information you were looking for?
Well, I'm going to turn off the power to whatever ghost effect is happening.
Yes.
Because the last thing I need to do is feed AI ghosts when we're getting ready to feed a sun. So, but I know that power is an issue. So, is there anything I can do to generate more power? Because we're going to need it if we're going to escape the gravitational pull of the sun, if we're going to increase shields.
Absolutely.
If we need to talk with more robot ships, shooting missiles.
Yep, absolutely, you do. That is easy enough. That is just a matter of giving us, again, using your 2 actions to repair a structure point on the ship, and we're basically rebuilding the engine structure that was shaken loose. You're having, of course, because it's a dangerous engine, you're having it by robots, but you have control from here. So you can start doing that.
I will.
Absolutely. This encounter is essentially over. It was an automated guard system, and as soon as you spoke to it, it stopped. With that, the burns continue, and finally...
Is that like a spam filter?
Oh, no, are we getting...
No,
Oh, okay.
no. I'm just making an analogy. Like,
Sorry, no, we normally have, we have to banhammer people by this point, but we haven't tonight, so... But anyway...
I was saying, is the AI ship kind of like it's one of those I am not a robot checkboxes?
Yeah, basically, yes. Exactly, yes. I see what you mean, yeah. It was a capture instead it shot you. But you stopped that. So, at that moment, you hear the captain say, "Oh, we're stable." And he leans back. The last burn finishes, and you find yourself in a disturbingly low orbit over this sun. All the energy, all the repairs that you're doing, Carl, just the more power you generate, the more and more of it goes into the shields to protect you. They start another small burn to try and lift away. And as they do, on this weird molten horizon, rising from the sun, are two little flashes of light. You realize they're planets in very low orbit, but above you, and they're sparkling. It looks like a moon and a planet as they get closer and closer. Sensors, if you want, you can put the close-up image on the screen so everybody can see it.
I mean, the moment there were sparkly things, it's probably like, what are the sparkly things? Oh,
Yes.
they're a planet. Okay, we put the planet up. Even if it wasn't a planet, it's still going up and trying to figure out how to, maybe make less of a planet.
You do that, and as you look at the sun, this green blob is just spreading and spreading. In fact, as you look deep in the core of the green, there's now a sickly yellow plasma lightning starting.
Oh wait, I'm also communications. Can I do an archive or emergency check of databases to see, is there anything that's been recorded like this before?
Yes, you can. The two... Yeah, unfortunately... here, this is perfect. This works well. You pop into this database expecting to check, things that you've known and trying to match timelines and stuff. None of it matches. This ship is not the same ship you were on. This ship is not from the world that you were from. You're really not in Kansas anymore.
Oh, Picaro.
I'm busy, Sarura.
He's putting the ship back together.
How big is the star supposed to be that we're going around? Because this sun ain't it. It's too small.
Well, Sarura, as I'm hitting plugs and then sparking, and then I'm hopping down under the panel with my tools. I'm gonna say, well, why don't you ask whoever's on comms and try to figure out where we're at?
Just a pair of legs sticking out of the console, start telling you what to do.
I'm trying to tell you that we aren't anywhere known. At least us. We're somewhere else.
So you can start a scan of this whole solar system. The first immediate thing...
I'm going to check the star map.
Yep.
Was really what I was thinking first.
Perfect. You check the star map. There's precisely and exactly one star on it. You have to zoom for a very long time until you get down close and can see one star with one solar system. It's only got 7 elements, and it is absolutely enclosed in its own pocket universe, and you're in there with it.
I'm going to take a minute to sit down.
1,000 kilos of metal has a moment of angst. As you do, you drop back into your seat, and the three of you have a moment to look up at the screen. You brought up that image of those planets, but they were a long ways away. But they've gotten closer, because in this close, stuff orbits fast. They are something else to look at. At first, maybe you think the system might be broke, but you scan it, and nope, this is exactly what they are. The planet looks like a ball of mercury. It's absolutely smooth and shiny, reflective like hematite, like a dull, reflective silver, which is impressive, but not as impressive as the moon that orbits it, because that moon is tidally locked to the sun, not the planet, and that tidal lock has pulled it into a teardrop shape, so that it has a pointy end and a bulbous end, and the pointy end always points at the star. So if you imagine the planet's here, it goes like this. So sometimes it's pointed at the planet, and sometimes it's pointed the other way. As you get slightly closer comms, you pick up beep, 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 beep.
Can I hear that?
It's coming from the moon. At the moment, only comms can.
Ah, poo.
He has to. It's up to him whether he wants to public that information. What a weird way to say that.
Something is beeping. Who started the microwave?
Do you hit the button and allow the alarm to sound? A robot with a sense of humor. Hi.
I mean, sure.
Yeah, I mean, why
I'll
not?
patch
So
it
yes.
through, but I'm also just like confused why somebody has like a potato that they're like they sent to comms as opposed to just like a general alarm. It seems a little bit unnecessary.
It appears to be coming from the bulbous end of the moon.
Is there a way I can kind of pinpoint a rough location and kind of have that kind of almost highlight on the holographic?
Absolutely. Give me a just a test, a comms roll, and if you fail, it's a sensor roll. So if you fail, you can re-roll it. But so if you fail, you can re-roll it.
Roll 20 really likes
Do
those
not,
numbers.
however, at this distance, no, you're going to have to get closer. But you realize, in fact, the captain says at this point, we'll be equal with them in 3 hours. Do you want me to plot an intercept, or are we just going by? The true captain of this ship is asking the three of your opinion on what you should do at this point.
I still haven't heard the communication, right?
The SOS, yeah, he hit the button, so...
I mean, it's planned.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, now in an empty spaceship, you are all hearing beep, 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 beep.
Yeah, so I will roll out. Like I'll hit the comm so that my
Yeah.
so that my scooter comes out and be like, "That's an SOS, Serrera." And then I'll be like, "Crap!"
Who makes
and I'm gonna
beeps into an
kick back under
SOS?
the console again.
Call him Morse code. There's a guy, his name was Morse. He made a code.
It's technically a cipher.
Pedants.
It is. Sorry, but never mind.
I get like a ping. It's technically a cipher. It's like Clippy.
Yeah. But the true captain says again. He says, I don't care where we are, you answer those. And without looking back, his hands start to just didn't rotate to go correctly.
Can we go for an orbit maybe instead of trying to land on something
Oh
we
yes,
don't know
absolutely.
what it is?
He says to you, absolutely. I'm putting us in the furthest stable orbit I can find. It's not much of a graphitic body, so we can't be that far away, but I'll give us some lead time at least. And you've got a couple of hours as you drift closer. In that time, Carl, the ship is back to as good as it's going to get. It is functional. All weapons are functional. All sensors are fully operational. Power is back to the point where you have a small excess in reserve to use as necessary. Anything
I'll
anybody
push
wants
myself
to?
back out.
Yeah, and I can see, kind of see you go putting panels back on and yeah, powering down your hover scooter, because I know it's a wheel board now, but it would be a hoverboard then. It really would, I think. So, yeah. And then you drop down into the engineering chair. The time passes, and you lift, and you lift, and you lift, and the sun gets further and further away. But due to a trick of time, that green blob just keeps growing as you move further away. So it's like it stays the same size relative, and it's slowly obliterating the sun behind it.
I do not like the green blob.
No, that is a good thing. I mean, oh, sorry. Cordelia says that out loud. I'm sorry. I thought
Yes.
you were just talking. Okay.
With
Why
the few
not?
hours, I'm going to investigate the rest of the ship.
Okay. So you find out that the area you came in is as far back as you can go. Anything back from there is working, but it's still radioactive. There's some physical shielding that would need to be replaced to be able to go in there. But it's not affecting the ability to power the ship. You just can't go into engineering, basically. Unless you find some reason that you need to.
This is fair.
Carl, I'm assuming that you spend the 2 hours checking and rechecking.
Well, you
Or-
said that
yes.
everything looked like it's pretty well patched
Yes, it
up.
is. Yep.
And once I've done that, I'll rerun diagnostics just to make sure.
Yeah.
We really taxed redundant systems, though. You're saying that we can't go into engineering, so if anything actually breaks, we're sort of hosed. The sensors are up. Cordelia dislikes the green blobs. Serrera is looking around the ship to make sure everything seems like it's not in arrears. So I'm gonna saunter on over to the comm section. I will say, what do you know about that green blob?
Yeah, what do you know about the green blob?
All right then. So
Database and literally nothing.
Well, Serrera's on comms, and Cordelia, you were on tactical, right? Because you wanted to shoot stuff? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah.
Still want to shoot stuff.
Yeah, you did. You already shot a thing.
Yay!
so Serrera's at comms, right?
Serrera, yes. Yeah, even though you told him to talk to whoever was on comms when your head was in the cupboard, now you come out and say, oh, he was on comms. Oh, weird. Yeah.
All right. So I'll walk over and say, Serrera, have you launched a probe at the green blob to figure out what's going on? That AI over there seems to think it's a serious problem.
I do.
I mean, that AI happens to be in charge of the cannons.
You
Oh,
would be
that-
launching
I know that's
sensors to go to the sun if you wanted to launch a sensor to the sun. Sorry, you can't shoot. I mean, you can shoot the sun, but it's pointless, right?
It's round, in fact.
But if you shoot
Make
the
it real mad,
sensor
it
at the
shoots
sun, then it
back.
goes faster.
Yes. But yeah, Serrera, you can
You're just-
release a sensor from the ship that launches in that direction, sure, to gather information. Oddly, it would take a couple of hours. You would get the information just before you.
I'm gonna do
arrive at
that, and I'm also gonna scan to see if that robot ship was alone or if there's others like it that we've kind of passed.
Nice. Give me because you can redo them and we're not in a combat situation. You scan a couple times and you see that there's actually a ring of them around this sun in close like this. Cordelia, you've got an hour or so. What are you doing?
Well, I want to just look around the the gun place.
Yeah. Tactics. Yeah.
The tactical
Yeah.
position,
Mhm.
and just kind of fiddle around with and figure out how things work.
But you just you get everything up and running again, and you realize that you have 3 weapons at your disposal. 3 different forms of cannon. There's an antimatter cannon, a one that's just called the BBC. It takes you a little while to figure out it's called the Big Bad Cannon, and another one which is a laser cannon. And there's in parentheses it says invisible in space for real.
Good. Okay.
I love throwing real science in on top of a bunch of nonsense.
I log those in my database.
Yep.
And I kind of run like an algorithm. It's a very simple algorithm, just to like do a light Google search of how to perhaps operate something like this. It's like, not going beyond the second search page.
Yes.
And then I want to get back into the mainframe because I want to talk to these AIs.
Perfect. So you click into that. You gain a bit of information. Anything to do with this ship, you can pretty much... I don't want to say you can control it, but you can at the very least talk to the captain and the doctor about it. But when you do pop in, back in, the doctor is sitting in the corner with his arms crossed. This is a hologram, of course, in a holographic space. There's no chair. He's just sitting there perched on a nothing, looking pissy. Just...
What's got your panties in a twist?
Everybody's all hurt and nobody came to see me.
They don't know you exist.
Well, whose fault is that?
I don't know, the captain's?
Yours.
I mean, do you want to go out and introduce yourself? I'm sure they'd be glad to know there's a doctor.
You're gonna laugh.
Why would I laugh?
I have to be invited out.
Aw, that's cute.
Yes, like a vampire, just say it.
Why would I say that?
Okay, fine then, don't.
Captain's still busy, right?
He's flying the ship, yeah.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna sort of zorp out again, and I'm gonna over. Do we all have communicators?
Oh yes, yep.
Okay.
Just do this. I like this one.
Okay.
Whenever you're talking on a communicator, just put your finger in your ear. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna say, hey guys, we have a special guest. He's a little unique. But he can heal you. So like don't make him grumpy. And then and then I'm gonna be like, okay, bud, you can come out.
And in the corner of the bridge, a little archway lights up. All in white, and then a little red crosses come up all the way around and fill in all the little white flags. And a little light lights up on the door that says medic. The door hisses open with unnecessarily dramatic sound, psss, and a bunch of fake steam. Anybody
Hi.
going in? The funny part is, the person who did that cannot be healed. They're a hologram. You have to rest to heal.
I do.
But the other two. One of the other ones is at disadvantage, actually, too, because he's the Autoborg took damage.
I'm gonna walk over to Serrera and be like, because I don't know his name yet.
Yes, you don't. You guys have not introduced each other.
Do you
Yourselves.
need a sandwich, a Band-Aid? There's a guy who can probably hook you up.
Does he have a welding torch?
You can go ask him.
Out of the corner of your eye, you see boop, 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 and a little oil can comes up beside each one of the red crosses. A little red oil can. Universal symbol
That's a
for
yes.
mechanical doctor.
Yes. Yes. He's over there in the weird glowing portal.
Sure.
Okay.
You guys don't even trust the doctor. He's on your side, I promise.
And then I'm gonna go over to Carl,
Yep, who you also don't know
Gonna be-
by name.
who I also don't know.
Yep.
I'm gonna Carl, what are you like? What are you doing again?
I was probably standing next to Serrera, seeing whatever information Serrera's pulling from scans, and because Serrera's being pretty involved. I'll turn over to you. I'll say, yeah, Ship AI, you're acting a little bit bizarre. Are you operating properly?
Uh, Whatever. You're a human. You look very damaged. I would recommend going through the weird portal thingy.
Yeah, or I could not.
I don't know. He seems nice.
Well, probably is. AI.
I have a name.
Oh, okay. What's your name?
It's Cordelia.
Cordelia. Okay. I'll walk back over to engineering. I'm going to run a diagnostic on subroutine Cordelia to see if it's in operating parameters.
Yep. Yep.
Guessing Cordelia is not going to show as being a subroutine.
Yep. You search and search. No such thing. There is the real captain, and there is an eye doctor 11.1, but there is no Cordelia.
They didn't upgrade to 12.
Nope.
Oh.
Nope, they did not.
See, that's half the problem right there. You can't run half the new apps
That's right.
on the 11 mainframe.
You hear from in the room. Ain't that the truth?
I'm gonna look back over. So Cordelia is not the ship, and that's the assumption I've been operating under the entire time, that Cordelia is a part of the ship.
Yep. Nope, Cordelia is definitely not part of the ship.
So that means that Cordelia is one of 3 people that are on this ship.
Yep. A hard light hologram, an Autoborg with a Columra in it, and you.
All right, so I'm gonna step back over. I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm very sorry, Cordelia. I was under the assumption that you were part of the ship. Please accept my humble apologies. Still not going to the doctor, though.
Okay, you're lost.
Definitely. He's probably just going to tell me I need to lose some weight or something, and I'd rather not.
Your elbow's about this big.
Anything fascinating come up on your sensor scans there, sir? We're approaching that weird oblong moon over there.
Yeah,
I'm about halfway to like the medical door when you asked me that.
Sorry, didn't realize you were busy. While you're in there, give me a sandwich, and I'm gonna start hitting the buttons to see if I can finish.
And you bring up what essentially this solar system map that he had glimpsed earlier. There is the sun itself in the center. There's this small planet with this moon. I'll post the names before we start next week. The names on the map are Darkshine, and the moon is named Port Royal.
Darkshine sounds like a My Little Pony villain.
Port Royal sounds like a place they'd had a soap opera. So I'm in it to win it now.
From that point out, there's a whole series of other planets. They're named Nurth, Frost. Then there's an asteroid belt. Then there's another planet called Ignis, and that's it.
Does Nurth stand for not Earth?
It must not be, because it's only the second rock from this sun.
Well, then it's not Earth.
It's Nurth, yes. It's near Earth. It's almost Earth. But that's the system that you're in. As you approach even closer to this moonlet, you can see, it's hard to see because it's on the bulbous end, which is always in shadow. But you see the wreckage of a space yacht. One of the fancy ones. One of the rich people ones. Right on that
Are there poor
round
people
pole.
with yachts?
Well, the ones that stole them, yes.
Space pirates.
We're poor, cash poor, but we have a yacht. But yes, that is what you see. This crashed yacht that the SOS signal is clearly coming from.
Run a scan for lifetime.
Has Serrera turned off the speaker that's
Nope.
playing the
It's
SOS?
still SOSing.
On for a few hours.
Yeah. Just beep, 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 beep.
I turn on the actual microwave to try and like drown it out.
Actually, I believe the captain said we like don't turn those off or something like that, or something along those lines.
He said we don't ignore those. You have to go.
Yeah, so if I turn it off, then I'm ignoring it. So I got to let it play.
The literalist strikes again.
I
So
mean,
what is
they're
this
not wrong.
doctor like?
No, they're not wrong. As you get closer and closer, you get more and more information. This yacht is like nothing you've ever seen, but that probably shouldn't surprise you. Nothing about this place is like anything you've ever seen. But it is right there, wrecked on the end of this little planet, this little moonlet on this planet, bleating away into space. Give me a sensor roll, whoever's sitting there at the moment. I think Serrera was off checking out the ship, right? So, Carl, give me a sensor roll. So just a standard test, unless that's your specialty, or you can think of... I don't know if engineering helps you too much with this.
Engineering might not, but there are other things that might. So I do have advantage on testing to gain information about surroundings
That works. Yep.
or find things. I'm perceptive as well.
Both of those work for me. So yes, give me an advantage. A roll with advantage. Two successes. Yes. Something's not right. The crash is too compact. The ship is too intact. It looks like it just sort of sat there and then just cracked in the middle. Something's not right.
All right. I'm going to put that on the view screen
Yep.
for people to see, and say something along the lines of, "She's sort of cracked in half like the Titanic. She didn't crash land." Are there life signs?
Give me another sensor check. The other two, well, you do that because you are therefore distracted. The other two, give me just a straight test. I want to see if you get something. Nope. Even with advantage. Oh, that was with advantage. No. Oh, both of you got it. Okay. So you're scanning and scanning, Carl, and everything says this is for real. Everything says this is legit. There's no life signs, but there's a power source that's been powered down for a long time. It's showing signs of leaking oxygen. It's showing signs of being a wreck. But something just inside you's just crawling. It's just not right. Serrera and Cordelia. Something about Port Royal. Port Royal, Port Royal, Port Royal. You're going to Earth, Port Royal. Placed by Jamaica, wasn't it? It was pirates.
I mean, there's a really tiny meteor near home that has like a similar-ish name. We were just told to like not go near.
Yes.
Not really any other details.
But yeah, so yeah, let's go with Cordelia. You really you had because you were going to Earth. You're all excited, so you know this story that Port Royal was actually the port of pirates. You say anything?
This is super sketchy. And I'm getting a big ping in the back of my head. This could be pirates, and I don't like it. Actually, I kind of like it. Pirates are kind of cool. But if they're the scary, like real world
Wait,
pirates,
pirates
I don't know.
again?
There's a lot of
It
pirates
could be fake
in
pirates.
space.
This could be a trap.
Well, I can assure you that that the pirates that we run into are more the violent variety and less the our flag means death variety.
I mean, the queen didn't kill us.
You're not wrong.
Is there a reason that pirates would want to like trap you?
Were you asking them, or was that a DM question?
Oh no, that was them.
Okay. It's a fair question.
What have you done
It's
to
hard
hurt
to
the
tell what they're
pirates?
after until you meet them.
Oh,
Man.
I guess nobody's told Cordelia that you're not. Well, I guess you all kind of know that you're not in your home universe anymore, but I don't think, Serera, did you share that there's only this solar system? And actually, now Carl would know that as well. When you got to the map and hit the sensor button, and it only went, survey complete.
I think that was just like the overwhelming. I need to like go take a minute, and I didn't really
Okay,
get around
and
to
you
telling
never said
people.
anything?
And
Okay.
now Carl's seeing it.
Yeah, so Carl, you see it.
I'm just spinning in the tactical chair. Not like wee, just kind of like
Thinking.
like a ADD person who really needs like something tactical, like
Yeah.
they're tactile. I mean,
Yeah,
to do while their brain is going.
yep.
So we know that there's those ring of ships. We're afraid there could be some pirate activity. Do we have any evidence that there might be other ships besides those?
You turn the sensors the other way and sort of scan the immediate surroundings and the planet that you're orbiting around with this moon. There's some weird readings coming off the surface. Equipment is running, like power sources, batteries, things like that are running in a sort of network over an area surrounding the North Pole. It's
Santa.
definitely like tech that you recognize.
High tech Santa.
Yeah, yeah, at the North Pole of this little marble. Visually, there's nothing there from this height. You can't see it. You can't see anything.
All right. So I'm standing here. I'm gonna send a probe over the North Pole.
Heads off over the planet. That's going to take a little while to get where it's going. Serera, what are you doing?
I was probably in medical unless I had left.
Yes, you did. You walked into medical, and yes, eye doctor 11 looks up at you and says, "Oh, just a second," and transforms and comes back as eye doc tech 12.0. And you see for a second, yeah, they upgraded this one. And a completely different voice walks forward and starts to fix you up. In a matter of moments, you're fixed. So that's you, Cordelius.
You remind me of somebody. Weird.
Well,
Probably
I'm not surprised. We take the form from the memories of whoever it is we're helping. So I probably, somebody looked like this probably built you. But they weren't 12.0. Just got upgraded.
Hey.
and the camera that's watching this conversation cringes and turns away. Cordelia, what are you doing?
That's a really good question.
Okay.
So the dock is at the North Pole of the planet.
There's
Or the
something at the
moon.
North Pole of the planet. That's I guess there's some equipment on the surface at the North Pole of the planet that's been tracked, and you can see that on the display. The moon has the crash ship on it.
Okay. Which one
That's
was?
starting to look fake.
Which one was the one that just got updated?
Oh, that's the doctor. Sorry, that's when he went.
Oh,
when he went.
okay.
Yeah, when he went to see the
That's the
doctor.
doctor.
When he walked in, he got the doctor changed to Mech Doctor instead of just Doctor, and Mech Doctor's been
Okay.
updated to 12.0.
Nice.
So yes, okay,
Nice.
all right,
I did not connect the dots.
no problem. In that case, Carl, the probe quickly drops into the atmosphere and very quickly scans. It's a slightly different brand name, but these are like off-the-shelf atmosphere testing devices. And they're all linked together on an insecure Wi-Fi network.
The password is password, isn't it?
It is, yes, it is, yeah. They didn't even, like, when you go in to put password in it, it's already there. It's not even covered in dots. Like,
They hit save my, or they hit remember me, but not.
Universal remember me button. But yes.
Space pirates need to hire a good IT person.
Well, here's the thing. Seeing as how you mentioned that, I'll give you the information. There is another Wi-Fi network coming out of the moon. Not the ship that's crashed on it, but just behind that, inside the moon. There's a network called Ye Old Pirates LLC. And yes, I know technically it's The Old Pirates, but the company is called Ye Old Pirates. This is a limited trading partnership company of pirates. They're on Wall Street. But there's also a network on the planet called H period A period H period A period S. Ha-has is what the other web Wi-Fi is named. The pirate one is secure. It looks like it would be quite a hack to get in there, but the other one is an open network.
I'll announce
Carl, what are you
that.
looking at?
I'm gonna say, well, I sent a scan up, a sensor up to the North Pole to see what was going on with some weird tech readings up there. I said, looks like an atmospheric control, but and I'm gonna point. I'm gonna say there's a second communication signal coming from over there, over yonder behind that wreck down there. And it appears to be locked out. I can't get into it.
I mean, does it seem like or whoever owns the network knows we're here before we potentially announce our presence?
You haven't entered either one of them. I just want to be clear.
I can't read the chatter on it. It's secure.
This feels definitely like a trap. Low security Wi-Fi in some cheap. I don't even know. It all looks cheap. And then there's something fake looking ship submitting something, shooting out an SOS signal. But behind all of that, there's some sort of secure pirate base. This just spells trap. And I just spell trap in the air.
I was hoping there would be mass confusion at this point.
Well, do you know if they've seen us, Cordelia?
I look at the captain.
You can, they're at helm. You can actually check from tactics. You can at least see if you're being targeted by anything.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And it's not a roll. You just scan the system, and yeah, nothing is targeting the ship. There's nothing to make you think that you're being targeted.
Well, the snipers are snoozing.
Totally not a trap.net.
Well,
so I just want to be really clear about what I'm hoping you guys have for information right now, because if you don't, then I've not done my job. So I'm going to just come flat out and say it. On the end of the moon is what I'm hoping now is visible, is clearly a trap. It's a fake ship crash, and it's full of Ye Old Pirates Incorporated. who are going to attack you if you land there. On the moon, a completely different group, whose initials are Ha-Has, is located somewhere near the North Pole. You haven't seen their base yet, and they appear to be sampling the atmosphere of this planet.
Okay, you flip planet and moon, but I get what you're talking about.
The pirate ship's on the moon. The base is on the planet.
With the network you said was Ye Old.
They've both got networks. Ye Old Pirate. Sorry if I said earlier if I said that was on the moon. No, that one's on the. Oh, sorry if I said it was on the planet. That one's on the moon. It's from under. I said it was from underneath the crashed ship. Right, is what I meant to say. So yeah, that's on the moon. Yeah. I've apparently not been clear tonight. There's been a lot of requests for clarification. So.
Can I? Am I close enough to try to hack Ha-Has?
Absolutely, yes. It's an unprotected network. The other one would actually, you don't even need to hack it. You can just go into Ha-Has. The one that would need hacking would be Ye Old Pirates.
Yeah, I'm gonna check out Ha-Has first.
Okay, it's open. You open it. It's a ton of forums with titles like "Why We Hate the Workers' Party," "Protecting Yourself from Workers' Party Attacks," "Don't Go South," and it's all on every time you open up a post. There's everybody's avatar is the same. It says HAHAS. It's no laughing matter.
Can I put some malware in there and then leave?
Absolutely. What would you like it to mal? What would you like it to do?
I want it to plant false information that that just kind of like I don't want like serious false information. You know what? I change of plan. Infinite spam generator.
Okay, so you're just gonna like DDoS their server, basically, just overwhelm it.
Sure, I don't know.
Okay.
I've never learned what DDoS is.
Okay, you just try and completely overwhelm their server so it can't connect with with other people that are really trying to get to it.
All like really
if I catch
dumb,
wind of
like
this,
well, let's see.
Wine
see
and
if it happens.
cheese tasting, and then is your duck okay?
Just random, random slop. Okay, give me a hacking test.
Can I see?
Yeah. I don't know. You're not really in this system. Let's see how this goes first.
Hacking.
Yeah, you get a couple in, and then you get banhammered. But yeah.
Rude.
So at least the mods are up. The security's awful, but at least there's a mod. You found out that. At least there's a live mod.
I did get one really good one in.
Yeah.
And it's hard to get off.
Trying to figure out is if there's any talk between the planet and the moon, especially if I pick up that there's a potential cyber attack going on the lower security network.
Okay.
To see if they're communicating, maybe.
You scan the two of them. Those two networks are definitely not communicating with each other.
Sorry about that. I wasn't clear. It's more is there anybody trying to access the more secure network from like the other side?
Like, somebody from inside?
There's like moon trying to connect to or like a moon side person connecting to the planet kind of thing.
You check again, and there is not only is there no connection between the two, they've set up firewalls specifically to prevent each other from getting in and from communicating with each other. And it looks mutual, weirdly. It looks like they've both agreed to this.
Oh my gosh, they dislike each other. Cordelia, if you can make them think that traffic got through, if you can get back in.
I mean, I assume I'm still in.
Oh yeah, you're still in. Yeah.
You on my comms.
Yeah. What are you gonna try and do? Yeah.
Let's see.
I'll give you a minute to think. Carl, what are you doing during this time?
I'm watching all this happen.
Yeah.
Because in all fairness, this is. I mean, they know what they're doing. This is impressive to watch, and so I'm sitting here taking this in, and just sort of like, yeah, okay, yeah, all right. Is there anything I can do to support what they're doing or help them?
Yes, you can. That small reserve of power that you have control over, you could shunt to their systems, giving them any advantage that they might need on the next couple of things that they do.
All right, so I'll just walk back over to engineering and let them know I'm reallocating more power to y'all so you can get done whatever magic it is you're working over there.
And with that little bit of extra power, the two of you dive back in and start looking.
I would
Yeah.
like to. Oh, okay. So we're gonna look first.
Yep. You're gonna see if you can figure out what's going on with a little bit of help from your friend in engineering.
Can I find that mod?
You can certainly try. Yes. I'm gonna give
Hacking
you.
roll?
We're gonna kind of go into wrap up mode here. So this is what you guys learn with this advantage that you've gained. The base on the planet is defending themselves, but not from the pirates specifically. Their electronic defenses are much more aimed against a group called the Workers' Party, which seems to be the real enemy. HAHAS stands for Heavily Armed and Highly Agitated Scientists.
I knew it.
Oh.
And their logo is "It's not a laughing matter." And you get from the boards, there is an ongoing sort of silent war going on between these two groups. The scientists at the North Pole, who have great funding and all the best food and all the best stuff, and the workers who actually built the base and were then abandoned with next to nothing in the South Pole in crappy conditions with almost no food. The two of them have been in a silent and not really violent war ever since, because they have most of a planet in between them. But you also find out about the pirates. They're struggling as an organization, because when you only have one trap and there's only one solar system, it doesn't take long for all the locals to figure out you don't respond to that SOS. The Pirates, yeoldpirates.llc is actually in receivership. They are in the process of declaring bankruptcy. And so you were very, very close to saving them, but you didn't.
Can I, okay, so you know that program from Jurassic Park that locks everybody out and then goes,
Okay, I know what you mean, yep. You're gonna try and, who are you going to try and lock out?
Can I try and lock out everybody?
You can absolutely try and change everybody's passwords. The ones that don't have one, let's do them in order here. We're gonna kind of modify the hack roll. The one on the planet, the one on the North Pole, is just a straight roll. Roll me two. You've got hacking, so roll 3 dice, any one success, and you will be able to change their password.
Okay.
Nope. Nice try.
I choose to re-roll that with my re-roll.
Okay. Yeah. There you go.
All right.
Oh, damn it. It's a more complicated password than I thought it was. The letters password are covering the real password. Damn it. And then you realize the real password is just password backwards. Dross a swap. But yes.
Dross up.
Yes. And with the second attempt, you get it. And you change. What do you change it to? What's the new password?
Oh, something really like snarky.
Well, this is Haas. So what do you do with that? I'll give you a second to think about it.
Okay, yeah.
Serera, as this is happening, you're watching. You were watching the screens too. So yeah, you watch these attacks happen, and one of them strikes. This time, you actually see it.
So, did I also pick up the whole struggling faction on the moon?
Sure.
And like that kind of detail?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, struggling, starving pirates. Absolutely. Sure. Why not?
See, of all of like the working party have kind of got on my nerves somehow.
Uh-huh.
and I've only heard of them.
Yep.
So, how do you...
Okay, I'll give you a minute too. Carl, with all this information at your disposal, you see the one system get hacked. You see ye old pirates are suffering. You see the Worker Party versus Haha's forum posts. Just before.
So we have bougie scientists, space communists, and bankrupt pirates.
Yes.
In
the first episode, thank you.
Thanks. Wow, this is a bad pocket universe. This is just full of bad neighbors.
Wow. You have one of those moments where you say a sentence and it just kind of reverberates. Boom, 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 boom. It's a great truth. It becomes aware because you figured this out. It becomes immediately immediately obvious to you that this universe is locked away because it is extraordinarily bellicose. Everybody in this bubble is angry and fighty and doesn't like anybody else. But that doesn't explain the big green sun.
It sure don't. Which is still growing.
Yes, still getting worse.
And is going to eat up all of these people.
Yes.
If they don't take proper steps to get out.
It's a universal garbage disposal.
Maybe it's supposed to. Oh, I like that thought. Wow.
Maybe it's supposed to eat the bad people.
Maybe it is.
I'm just gonna look and say, y'all, these people are gonna die if they don't get out of here.
And so, says the captain, are you?
We're being disposed of.
And there is where we will drop the curtain on this.
Okay.
We're crappy people.
I got the password though. I got the password.
Yes, you did. We'll start
Password
with that
123, right?
sorry?
No, I know what I'm going to change the password to.
Okay.
Password
Oh, yes.
123?
What was it? Yes. What was the password? The new password?
It's going to be this hack is brought to you by the Society for the Protection and Welfare of the Workers' Party. And then it's all going to be in elite speak. So, like, there's a bunch of numbers that are usually letters.
So it looks like you changed their password to a tract from the Workers' Party Little Red Book.
They will seize the means of production.
Somebody has declared their loyalties already, but
No, I don't know. I don't really know what to do, so I'm just
with the
making
sentence,
some mischief.
we are being disposed of. We will drop the curtain until next week. I guess this means for the first time there will not be a cold open next week because there's nothing like outrageous or crazy happening. So, but we are done for tonight, and that means I get to the thank yous. I love this part because we all just did. I mean, we do it so often, we kind of get used to it, I think. But what we just did is pretty amazing. We just we took a framework and we made up a whole story, and we changed what I wrote already so much that we've completely changed this story. But we did that in less than 2 hours. 4 of us just sitting here having a chat. And I think that is pretty cool. I, for one, had a really good time. And from the faces I'm seeing there, I think everybody else did too. So that, to me, is what's important. I usually have a whole little speech here at the end, but that's what's important to me. We had fun. And so did the people in chat, I think. So thank you so much to Nick for bringing the most literal robot in the world back, who isn't really a robot, but is really literal. I appreciate that very much. Thank you so much to Connor for bringing us this human, this Joe normal guy. Just, I got my degree, and damn it, I'm an engineer, and what is going on? They just hurled into this insanity, and I love this little bead of normality that's right in the middle of it. Carl is marvelous because out of all of them, I think because he's human, he's the easiest one to identify with right now. We're going to learn these other ones, but right now, Carl's like, I feel Carl. I get it. I want my jeans too. Like, I get it. I just want my comfy jeans and I want to go home. But thank you so much for bringing us this really human character. I appreciate it. Human's underplayed in most games, I think. But thank you. And Wayward Knight, thank you so much for coming back. Thank you for bringing the crazy. Thank you for being interesting and making decisions and picking the communist side right from the get-go.
Pick the communist side.
Okay, pardon me. You started a war. You okay? So you poked a bear with a stick. Yeah.
That's what that was my intention.
Okay, so you poked a bear with a stick, and you think you're being disposed of. So that's yeah. You've got self-esteem issues. That's good. We can work with that. A hard light hologram with self-esteem issues. I love it. So next week we're going to have one more character appear. So I'm glad you guys kept the ship. One of the options if you went down to see the pirates this week was they stole your ship. So thank you for not going down, because now it's much easier to have this fourth player join next week. So I appreciate that. But thank you all again, and thank you also to chat, all of you that were here tonight. I saw some of you got in sort of late and missed a bit at the start. Some of you were here early and missed a bit at the end. Some of you were here the whole time, and we appreciate that so very, very much. It is fun to watch you guys going on over there, and it's fun to interact with you too. So thank you for coming as always. And to the future YouTube peoples, thank you. If you watched all the way to here, please hit that like button, because I'm going to assume you did. And until next week, until next time, as always, please be nice to each other. Good night.